Was the worst year for a lot of us for our mental as well as physical health. So joining us this morning is best-selling author, coach Lisa Goldenthal.
Hello and welcome. I'm Lisa G, your host. You're at the top of your game, yet the game is changing faster than ever. Strategies that got you here aren't the ones that'll keep you here. The pressure is relentless, and the fear of obsolescence looms large. That's why I'm here. Welcome to the new podcast series, Disrupted: How to Be Gritty and Unlock Performance in Business, Mindset, Wellness, and Success to help you master disruption.
Thanks for coming, and I'll see you soon.
With us today is an esteemed wealth advisor and leader in self-mastery movement. He has a course called Stillness to Silence to help you make a change, cut through the noise, find your stillness and the success that you want. Author of the Get There, Chart Your Course to Financial Abundance with a Spin that is badly needed. With all that you've been through, I wanted to introduce you to Ken Kladouris. Hey Ken, welcome.
Hi Lisa, thanks for having me on.
I'm so excited to have you on. This is so unusual, the spin on financial abundance and meditation and everything that you practice. So why don't we jump into one of my favorite topics, which I love, which is meditation. That has really helped me bounce back better and get through this crazy time of entrepreneurship, which has been not like this, and pandemic, which has been like this, like this, like this, totally bumpy road. So why don't you tell our audience a little bit about yourself and why did you create this course and why do we need meditation and how do we get started?
Yeah. So I think your idea of, being an entrepreneur is like that roller coaster, right? Exactly. And then you throw the COVID and its roller coaster and all of a sudden things are getting to really extremes.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm glad I had my meditation practice prior to all of this going down. So but I think similar to a lot of people probably now, prior to my meditation practice, I was really like an OCD kind of person, type A, always stressed out.
Me too. And I have all that.
See, there you go. So a lot of that. And then in addition, I felt like I'd plateaued in life and reached a level that I couldn't go beyond.
Yeah.
For some limiting beliefs that I had. I was like, okay, I've peaked, right? Okay. I'm just kind of stuck here. And then luckily enough, was on vacation and had an experience where kind of all of my judgment and, everything that was holding me back, just for some reason, unbeknownst to me, kind of like left me for an hour. Awesome. And I just felt this very deep peace and ability to accomplish more in that moment. And then when I came home, obviously life came back and squeezed me to my normal life.
Right.
But since I'd experienced kind of that freedom, I knew it was possible. And that's what started me on my personal development growth and kind of that journey.
Oh, thank you for answering the question. So how can you help our audience start, if they haven't already started, with a meditation practice? I know for me, it doesn't have to take a lot of time, but I always find the time because of what it does in my life. So why don't you explain how they can get started?
Yeah. So, there's a lot of apps and different things that are free that anybody can use. I've been trained and taught and teach a meditation based on a mantra.
Right.
And so at stillnesstosuccess.com, they can get their personal mantra and get taught how to meditate based on that.
Right.
So that's, what we teach. But again, if people don't have the 20 minutes to do that, there's, again, Calm, Insight Timer, different things like that, just to start creating that habit of stillness. And then you can kind of build up to the 20 minutes.
Awesome. Well, I also like your topic about how can we thrive, not just survive, in your book. So why don't you dive into that one a little bit?
Yeah. So kind of like the Stillness to Success method and also with the book, yes. What I found is that once people cultivate that stillness and that mental clarity, they have the ability to truly hear what it is that they want in life, the things that make them happy, things they want to do more of. And once they actually know what that is, they can start moving in that direction and start to really see the change and the momentum that they want in their life. So,
okay. Well, that's so important these days. I mean, that's why I wanted to talk to you now, that I want to help everybody bounce back better from the pandemic because of all the uncertainty. So what are your secrets to balancing stress in such a material world that we're living in right now?
I mean, short answer is just meditate. Because the word you said was uncertainty. And I think through a meditation practice, you become more comfortable living in an uncertain world. And once you can kind of surrender to that uncertainty and understand that it's natural and it's part of life, you don't have to fight it. And once you can kind of like go with the flow and let your guard down, it's easier for you to flourish and move forward because you're not so concerned about what could happen. You're worried about what is happening.
I love that. It's so important, isn't it, to try to stay in the present moment these days?
Yep.
And
exactly.
every day.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, well, I really wanted to speak to you because I love the combination that you have of financial abundance and stillness. So how can we create abundance in our life in a spiritual and financial way?
So I think it all starts again with creating that stillness so that you can understand what it is that you want. A lot of people that I talk to prior to the course and just in the financial advising world, when you ask somebody, what is it that you want?
Right.
It's really hard for them to answer that question, right? They know what they don't want. They have a general idea of maybe something that somebody else has that they'd like, but they don't know what it is that they truly want. So taking the time to define, what are your core values? What is your purpose in life? What is your mission? Do you have a vision? Like, is there a North Star that you can move on a daily basis to move forward? Right? And once you have those things lined out and you have them at the forefront of your mind, you'll naturally start to find opportunities to bring things into your life that'll help you create the life that you want.
I love that. Well, I really love the fact that you start with your why and your what and your vision. So what do you want? Why do you want it? And what is your vision? But what are some actual tools to actually manifest abundance into our lives?
So I've never been one of those people, maybe it's because of my finance background, that thinks I can just sit and create an intention and it'll just come to me.
Right. Action.
So you need to have the action. And so part of the course is actually a daily action plan and journal where you create a list of the things that you need to help support you on your journey forward to your goals.
Yeah.
So that you can start to, again, pull them into your life and notice the opportunities. So when you know what you want, right, when those moments come, you'll naturally notice them. It's kind of like that like the car example, right? If you buy a new car, all of a sudden you see it everywhere, even though you've never noticed it. So we're using that same type of principle, but towards your goals. And then once you actually see that opportunity, you need to seize the second and act on it and move forward.
Well, thank you, Ken. You're just a wealth of information on how we can thrive, not just survive, through stillness, meditation. What other tips do you have for our audience about how we can be successful financially and just weather the course?
I think the best piece of advice that I've been given and that I live by is, right, just get started and it's not going to be perfect.
Right.
So when you can live with those two things, amazing things can happen in your life any day of the week, just because, again, so many people are just stuck and paralyzed by perfection that they never get started. And if you get to the point of like you naturally move forward and just start, things become easier for you and fall into place.
I love that. I've just recently realized that I wasn't as much of a recovering perfectionist as I was still perfectionistic when I looked at ways that I judge myself. So I'm really trying to let go of judging myself, because I realize if I'm judging myself and not kind to myself and not loving myself enough, then I'm judging others too. So I really want to know, when you are clear on your vision and you know what you want and you know why you want it and you have a meditation practice and you say just start, do you say that you should just start like in finance, for example? Like, do you mean just have a diversified portfolio, or do you mean have cryptocurrency, or do you have any other financial tips you want to leave our audience with on how to be unstoppable?
Well, when it comes to the financial aspect, right, it depends on where you are. So for some people, that first step or just getting started could be opening the account, right? Like some people don't even open the account, right? They're like, oh, I don't know where to do it. And then they're like, well, I don't save money because I don't even have a place to save it to. And like, it just becomes this big thing and it needs to be perfect, right?
Right.
Whereas if you're just thinking about, okay, I need to start saving money, right? Go open the bank account or the investment account and start putting money in it, you know? Or if you know you haven't looked at your account for years because it's just that thing back there.
Right.
Because so many people do that, right? Pull out the statement or go online and look at the account and say, okay, what do I need to do to make that in alignment with my goals?
So they have to sort of look at what they want, what are their goals, and how do they reverse engineer that financially so that they're actually proactively coming after what they want. Is that
exactly? Correct? Yeah. So you got it.
I love it. No, I really want to know if there's any last pieces of advice you want to leave our audience with on how to thrive, not just survive and be unstoppable.
Yeah, I would say that, you know, this year has been very tough on everybody. And a lot of it, from my perspective, is a mental game as well. Right. So if you can sharpen your mental responses and clear out all the noise, you can find the good and move forward and just really live the life you want, no matter what's going on outside. So start your meditation practice, create some stillness in your life, and no matter what's going on, you can live the life you desire.
I love that you ended on that note, because mental toughness is what's required. There's no guarantees of anything else we've learned in the last couple of years. So thank you for talking about what is required of the stillness and the mental toughness and the action steps, not being passive. So where can people find you?
Yeah, so they can go to kenkladouris.com. I'm sure there's a link down below, and stillnesstosuccess.com will have a free resource for your listeners as well.
Oh, thank you so much, Ken. You're awesome.
Thank you.